how to get ahead of 99% of people in 3 months by using the 80-20 mental models. We live in an age of relentless disruption, AI, job insecurity, economic turmoil, health crisis. Most will be left behind, trapped out of fear, chasing the next shiny object and fad diets. But what if there's an alternative way to see things clearly? Self-reliance, embrace the challenge, because no one will save you. What if you could achieve all of your dreams amidst chaos? There is a way for this, by you embracing the 80-20 mental models that focus on the signal, not the noise. What are they? I want you to focus the next 3 months really on the mindset that write down on a piece of paper. I want to go from stressed, unfocused, building elite athletes' mind and body, specifically deep focus, one task at a time, and to achieve a body towards 10% body fat, and start working on improving yourself to earn $5,000 per month. I want to find a way to 3x my earnings on the internet. So the proven path. Over the last 4 years, I built an online company from scratch in an old horse stable, bootstrapped with zero funding, to then putting my old banking suit on, looking like John Wick playing the game, to go viral, to then boosting the revenue to $1,000 per day, and now serving over 25,000 customers, while at the same time go from out of shape founder to training on my lunch break, to breaking the national muscle-up record in 3 months, to then breaking the previous muscle-up world record. I did this by doing less, not more. I focused on the signal that you should also do if you want to embrace this lifestyle of not prioritizing wealth before your health. By focusing on timeless principles, you will become the 2.0 version of yourself. So make a promise to yourself, write down your goals over the next 3 months. I want to go from stressed, unfocused to building an elite athlete's mind and body, which is deep focus, prioritizing task, aim for that 10 to 15% body fat. Of course, you will look better, but it also increases your chance of longevity. And start thinking about small bets. How can I, for instance, increase my pay or build a small side hustle that would first generate me $100 online, and how can you take it to $5,000? And then of course from there you can make the decision, like you probably have pretty nice traction at that point. Do I want to jump ship? Do I want to become a full online entrepreneur? Or is this just a nice side hustle while you thrive in your career? The intersection is the hybrid athlete, the hybrid work, and the hybrid lifestyle. So let's break it down. So if you want to build a pro athlete's body, to bulletproof your mind, take your career to the next level online, for instance, build your online company, solopreneur, or with a like-minded community of visionaries like in the 80-20 community. Like many others have already started on the 80-20 path, you want to begin with the right habits. Start with the free 7 habits course, which you can find link in the description if you're interested in actually implementing the stuff that we talk about in this video. Because you want to find the intersection of body, business, and mind, embrace health and wealth principles that 5x your productivity. Well, of course, over time, you could even 10x as you start to automate things. Then, by improving your physical fitness in strength and cardiovascular function, you can really start to zoom out and see the things that will drive your business or your career. You start earning $5,000 to $7,000 per month more. Maybe you then want to do the thing which I did, jumped the ship, do your own thing, or make it a side hustle. Or you can't really say that it's better to jump straight ahead and do entrepreneurship full time. There are pros and cons of doing each. One has more risk and the other has less risk. But then again, if you take more risk, perhaps your subconscious mind is programmed really to go through that brick wall because it's exceptionally hard. It is hard to focus and to succeed. You want to focus on the mental resilience and clarity. So the 80-20 health action map. Most people have the skills but lack clarity. That's why you can't push yourself to the next level in fitness, your career, your venture, because you're prioritizing the wrong things. You really want to focus on those things, the 20% that move 80% of the results. Then you can worry about the rest. This requires, of course, tackling it from the multiple angles. You need to understand what's at stake here. The roadmap will help you isolate the 20% of the efforts that drive 80% of the results, so you can achieve focused execution on your most important goals, get clarity, and thrive. Both your health and wealth are on the line, right? 99% of people feel overwhelmed, but if you really write these down, like we do in the 7 Habits course, after 3 months you will be a new person. As Bruce Lee famously said, know yourself is beginning of all wisdom. So while understanding your desires are crucial, it's important to recognize that what you want to do is often influenced by other external factors. For instance, myself, when I was competing last weekend in the national championships in calisthenics. Like a few weeks ago, I broke the previous muscle-up world record, and then I was very confident, and then I went into the national championships and my performance absolutely tanked. Even though I was in prime shape, body and mind, I was like ready to go, but a little bit of bad recovery made my performance worse. Now immediately I was like, because everybody else wanted to win and then go to the Nordic championships, I was like, okay, I also want to do that. But then I was zooming out, do I really want to do that? Or do I want to do it because others want to do it? You got to zoom out. Is that really the lifestyle you want? Or do you want to, for instance, pursue entrepreneurship? But then again, you need to understand the full concept of being an entrepreneur. It is not a dance of roses that you instantly become like Steve Jobs. Everybody who starts entrepreneurship, they're like, man, I want to change the world and all of these things. And you think that you're somebody else that you're not. And why are you thinking like this? Because other people also want to do it. And that is a concept by the famous philosopher René Girard. The concept is otherwise known as mimetic theory, which basically states that you probably don't have a free will, that you want to achieve something not out of your own perspective, but because other people also want to do it, you want to do it yourself. So back to the basics. Like Bruce Lee said, you want to know yourself. Alright, so through consistent exercise and self-reflection, you gain a clearer perception, which will help you dissect your true goals compared to those that are set by society. Alright, so what is exactly that you want to do? On the health side, you want to have a clear mind, and that is by building a pro athlete's body. So write down your body weight, your VO2 max, your cardiovascular function, which you can find on Apple Watch, for instance. You can see there what's your capacity, and then what are your max set of push-ups. Then you want to visualize yourself in the next 3 months. What's your ideal body weight, VO2 max? For instance, you want to be in the top 99th percentile. That's cool. Then you want to achieve, for instance, 40 push-ups. We know that 40 push-ups has been shown to decrease cardiovascular risk suffering from heart attack 96% compared to those that can do less than 10 push-ups. So you want to have this roadmap. Okay, these are the goals I want to achieve, but at the same time, you don't want to focus too much on just forcing yourself. That's why you want to implement this 80-20 week, which means that you only do 2 solid workouts per week, 1 cardio session, and then 10,000 steps per week. Now, by having a strong body, you can really find a strong mind. So before you start your business, you need really to have that mindset that is bulletproof by a strong body. By having that true confidence, you start to know which reps takes you to the next level. And by you going reps to failure, you will really embrace more muscle, but at the same time, you will also prepare yourself to really take this into a business mindset. Like the great investor Howard Marks says, there's a huge intersection between sports and business. So you want to prioritize your health over vanity. You don't want a six-pack, you want health. You want less. You don't want money, you want freedom. To go there, you need the mind of an entrepreneur, the body of an athlete, the soul of an artist. So of course, like really think about these concepts. Do you agree with me? If not, maybe this isn't for you. If you're somebody who really wants to push insanely long hours at work, this 80-20 lifestyle isn't for you. But if you are somebody who really embraces freedom, having more time with your family, traveling the world, or doing whatever you want, then long term this will really set up you the right way. Okay, so building an athlete's body is simply daily practices. So you saw what the 80-20 week is about, but break it even down to smaller, minute tasks. So exercise, start with push-ups every day. Aim for reps close to failure. Again, this builds up muscle quickly and toughness to the mind. Remember, you don't need weights. Your body won't recognize the difference between weights and gravity. Gravity will really take care of the rest. Now, on the mindset side, again, go back to the basics. Goal setting versus flow. You want to aim between having a clear structure, what are you aiming for, and where you actually flow in the moment. By having too many tasks to do, you can't really flow. And if you can't flow, then you can't achieve the goals because they become too vague. Prioritize again. Sports exercises really provide that clarity. So start writing down your SWOT. So this is like in business school when I was taking my master's in finance, like a basic concept that we talk about, which I also talked about in my master thesis, how you can really drive through innovation, long-term results. It is about nailing your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. A business does this, a person should also do it. Like, okay, you probably have a few technical skills, but you lack perhaps like soft skills. And then you see opportunities that if you improve these, then maybe you also can start an online brand like I do. But then you see like threats in the market that there are others doing it. So you need to find a way. Are you gonna go on Twitter or your YouTube or Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Like, you really need to be specific here. All right, so this approach really embodies the ideas of lattice work, which I'm a huge fan of. By approaching success as described by one of the greatest investors of all time, Charlie Munger, he really believed that being able to tackle a problem from multiple angles is crucial for success. So while his colleague Warren Buffett, who is really, of course, even more famous as an investor, he was really focused on a niche thing, he was specialized. But Charlie Munger had a much broader way of looking at the world. So he had mental models of tackling one problem, for instance, investing in a company or starting a venture. He looked at it from multiple angles. And this is hugely important in today's world, which is quite chaotic, like technology is evolving very fast. Charlie believed that being able to tackle a problem from multiple angles is crucial for one's success. That's why I built the 80-20 blueprint, so you can bulletproof yourself. Hybrid athlete, hybrid worker. Makes sense, right? You can train and work from anywhere. So in the 80-20 blueprint for training less to achieve more, the target is 10 to 15% body fat, top 90th percentile for your VO2 max, that is again the cardiovascular health. Then for learning the 80-20 blueprint for working less to achieve more, the hybrid way, it's about branding yourself, positioning yourself in your career, your online endeavor, no matter if you're, again, thriving in your career, trapped in it, or performing well. And from there you can mold it in, taking it to building an online business, AI and digital disruption. You can build a clear moat, meaning that you have a clear edge in the market. You differentiate yourself. For instance, you build a classical brand, not just tasteless junk, and a clear value proposition and offering to customers. From a funnel where you have something free, and then you can sell a cold course, you can sell even up to $10,000 tickets. Now, in order to set yourself apart, it's really about being consistent and having the clear vision of what you do. Then you do these things daily. How do you differentiate yourself? Like, you take two really distinct areas and you put them together. Then you launch fast. Long term, you aim for scale, but short term, you probably want to have those high tickets because maybe you don't have the reach, you're not sure yet. But if you don't believe me, like, I started on this venture, besides me having the background with a master's in finance, etc. I really started from nothing, building online, training for the world record, building an online gaming company. And that's why you just want to start. You build, for instance, a product that's scalable when you get the high ticket product out. So then you make it into a low ticket product and you have referrals that customers get a discount if they use the product, 25% off. Then that's the network effect. They start recommending it to each other. They get better user experience. For instance, people join a community. Like, my gaming company has 1,000 people in the community, thriving, growing community for the 80-20 way. Now, branding is huge. You want to have a strong brand that really represents you. This way, you're starting to see things more clearly. Now, being a hybrid athlete and a hybrid worker, I really rely on the basics, like you also should do, but also I use a supplement stack. I really think that 99% of supplements are placebo, but there are a few supplements that I take daily, and that is important if you want to have focus. My athletic nootropic stack includes omega-3 for the brain, creatine for an athletic body, and perhaps to your surprise, it even enhances your cognitive function. Then magnesium and zinc for the nervous system, and turmeric for inflammation. Now, why do I bring this up? You really want to embrace the full 80-20 lifestyle. Focus on the basics, and when you get the basics rolling, then you start adding these small things into your stack. Alright, so we have the 80-20 health and wealth action map. Again, most people have the skills but lack clarity and conviction. Confidence, a clear plan, and really narrowing down what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, who can you delegate the things that you're not confident with, and really the things that you want to focus on, the 20% that drive 80% of the results. Again, on the trading side, you have the power laws. On the business side, really what sets you apart in your career or taking your next step online. We know that the online economy is growing hugely. If you feel like it's so saturated, if you look at my channel, like, the reach is impossible to get, slowly start building. Like Goldman Sachs states in their research, we are in the early days and there is going to be substantial growth here. But you need to take action. 99% of people feel overwhelmed, and by you focusing on these basic principles, don't prioritize your wealth before your health. Do these things over the next 3 months and you will be 2.0 person. As you get in better shape, you then start to think about, all right, so I improved my VO2 max. At the same time, think about how can I improve my role at my job, my income or career by, for instance, really put this small thought to your head that, okay, how can I have a career, try to earn $100 on the side, like a small bet, and then the next step would be to build a high ticket offering on that, $5,000 on the side. Really, your boss doesn't have to know, and then you can jump ship if you like it, become a full-time online entrepreneur. So on the sports side, you have your basics, and then you start nailing down like, what's my specific knowledge? Is it sales? Is it software, finance, whatever? And then you leverage your position. You start thinking about the intersection of skills to boost your pay. You start posting on social media, X, YouTube, Twitter, whatever. You set this into action. You start thinking about the end goal, the $5,000 that you want to earn in next 3 months. Then you start breaking down month 3, month 2, month 1. Do the same as you do in exercise. Like, you can't just jump the huge step. You need the small steps in between, the monthly goals, the weekly, the daily. And as you ritualize 1 to 2 priorities per day, you will start creating that maximum momentum. Habits build roadmaps, roadmaps build the dream. What are your personal goals, athletic goals, your first high-ticket customer? Where do you see in the next 3 months? And that way you combine the 80-20 way, which is, instead of prioritizing wealth before health, we start making the small steps that really leads to that 80-20 lifestyle. Now, if you want to see how I went from zero to building my online gaming company and this YouTube channel and online brand, then I recommend you check this video and also check this video on how I broke the previous muscle up record. And of course, drop a comment if you want to see more actionable steps of the 80-20 way, and I'll see you in the next one.